Vaselines are a Scottish alternative rock group originally formed in 1986 by Eugene Kelly and Francis McKee. Their songs are unbelievably catchy pop songs filled with lyrics about the usual suspects like love, teenage angst, and religion, all filtered through an infectious sound. All of their songs require multiple listens, not to get them stuck in your head, but to get them out of your head. They're too good for their own good. Their initial run was from 1986 to 1989, and their biggest recognition was posthumously from mega fan Kurt Cobain, who famously covered their songs Son of a Gun and Molly's Lips, as well as most famously covering Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam during their classic MTV Unplugged performance. These songs only scratch the surface of what the Vaselines are capable of, however. Their quality only increases from there. Kelly and McKee originally wanted to start a fanzine, but they decided to form a band instead. They quickly signed to 53rd and 3rd, a small indie record label named after the classic Ramones track and founded by Pastel's frontman Stephen Pastel. Their first release, 1987's Son of a Gun 12-inch EP, had the songs Son of a Gun and Rory Ride Me Raw on the A-side, and the 6-minute You Think You're a Man on the B-side. You Think You're a Man was originally sung by Divine, a drag queen most famous for appearing in some of John Waters' films, most notably 1972's Pink Flamingos. Their cover of the song only featured the chorus. This EP has no drummer, just a drum machine, especially on the B-side. Their second release, 1988's Dying For It 12-inch EP, had the songs Dying For It and Molly's Lips on the A-side, and Teenage Superstars and Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam on the B-side. For this EP, they added bassist James Seenan and drummer Charles Kelly, Eugene's brother, both from the Scottish synth-pop group Secession. It was at this point, with having a full band, that the Vaselines sound really filled out and their songwriting became the best it ever was. Their magnum opus was their next release, the full-length album Dum Dum from 1989. Silly name aside, this album absolutely rips. Their pop sensibilities are on point with this one, which was their only full-length album for quite some time. Album highlights include Sex Sucks, Amen, The Slushy, Monster Pussy, Oliver Twisted, and the title track. They quickly broke up after releasing Dum Dum, mostly because Kelly and McKee ended their relationship, but also because their label dissolved. They briefly reformed to open for Nirvana in October 1990 when they played in Edinburgh. This is all we heard from the Vaselines until 2006.
Thank you.
In the meantime, Sub Pop released a compilation album compiling all their material in 1992 titled The Way of the Vaselines, A Complete History. There was also a solo album released by Avalanche Recordings titled All the Stuff and More, also released in 1992, but featured less material, so it wasn't a complete compilation. Kelly also played in his musical project Eugenius, as well as releasing a solo album in 2004 titled Man Alive, and McKee formed two bands back-to-back, Painkillers in 1994 and Suckle in 1997, as well as a solo album titled Sunny Moon in 2004. Kelly and McKee performed together on stage in 2006, their first time being on stage together since 1990, to promote their separate solo albums. They decided to officially reform in 2008, and most notably performed at Sub Pop's 20th anniversary concert just outside Seattle, Washington. In 2009, Sub Pop decided to release a compilation titled Enter the Vaselines, which compiled all the Vaseline studio material up to that point, just like their previous compilation did, but in a remastered form, and also included a second disc consisting of 3 studio demos and some unreleased live material. The Vaselines came back with new music, starting with 2010's Sex with an X, featuring highlights such as the title track, as well as the songs Ruined, The Devil's Inside Me, Turning It On, Overweight But Over You, I Hate the 80s, and Mouth to Mouth. They followed this comeback album with 2014's V for Vaselines, featuring the singles High Tide, Low Tide, and One Lost Year. This short discography is certainly quality over quantity. It's great to see this awesome band still performing. Kurt Cobain, for his part, certainly put the Vaselines on the map and has called Kelly and McKee his favorite songwriters in the whole world. He even named his daughter Frances Bean after Frances McKee. Influencing one of the most influential songwriters of all time is certainly no small feat.